AITA for letting my BF treat my niece's burn and not waiting for her mom, who's a nurse. Moved edit to top BC. I am still getting comments asking questions that are answered here. Edit. I am seeing a few comments already asking why my niece need a babysitter when she's 14. She has some health issues that means she needs someone near her in case she has an episode. Which is why I told my sister right away rather than when she came to pick her up. Edit 2 for more info. It's not babysitting in the sense she always needs an adult watching over her. She just needs someone else in the house in case an episode happens. Most of the time we aren't even in the same room as her. So yesterday me, 22M, and my BF, 20M, were looking after my niece, 14F, because her mom is a nurse and got called into work. While she was over we decided to make some food. I had just taken the tray out of the oven and my niece accidentally leant her arm on it, burning her. My BF quickly rushed over and started to help her treat it. I won't do into detail why, but my BF has a lot of experience dealing with burns and knows what he's doing. While that was happening I texted my sister to tell her what happened but that my BF is tender to my niece and that she will be okay. About 20 minutes later my sister turned up at my place and rushed to see her daughter. She was obviously worried and was inspecting the burn. After she calmed down she turned to me and asked why I let my BF treat my niece instead of waiting for her to come since she's a nurse. Honestly I was taken aback and didn't know how to respond. Her daughter was okay so I didn't know what was the problem. And later my BF told me that it's never a good idea to leave a burn and that they need to be treated right away, even small burns. My sister kept telling me I was irresponsible for letting someone who isn't medically trained treat my niece. After that she lectured her daughter for about 10 minutes on how to look after her burn. Things my BF had already told her. And then headed back to work. She was also really rude and kinda just glared at me and my BF when she picked her daughter up. Today I got a call from our parents asking me why I couldn't look after my niece because her mom got called out again. I told them that my sister never called or asked us. Which is estranged BC. We are normally her first option since we live on the way from her house to the hospital and due to mine and my BF's schedules. At least one of us is almost always home. I am trying to see my sister's side but I am honestly struggling to see why she's so upset. Even to the point of not wanting us to what my niece anymore. Would love any insight. And AITA? NTA. You handled it correctly. I don't understand how a nurse could think it's better to let a burn sit untreated. TBH, she sounds irrational over the whole thing. Maybe she is upset because you weren't panicked enough and had the audacity to judge for yourself that things would be okay. Some parents cannot stand a calm adult when they feel their child is threatened. If it were a toddler I could see her blaming you for the child getting burned. But a 14-year-old? No harm is done. And minor burns are an inevitable part of growing up. And how kids learn. If your sister is going to take away the privilege of you babysitting for free for her, that's her loss. NTA. As a nurse, your sister should know that the burn keeps cooking even after the heat source is removed. As a nurse, your sister should know that burns must be treated immediately, not 20 minutes later. She is being ridiculous. 1. Burns should be treated right away for medical reasons. Putting the burned area under cool water immediately is the proper response to many types of burns. 2. Burns hurt. Leaving a child in pain without needing to do so is wrong. If she doesn't want to continue to use you as free in-demand childcare, then she can hope everyone else is as willing, capable, and available as you were. I look forward to the day she gets over her snit and tries to call you only to learn you are out of town. She might have been afraid it would be handled wrong, but it wasn't. She might have been teased by her coworkers who knew she ran home to give help when she wasn't needed. She may be having issues knowing you are capable without her. Regardless. NTA. Sister. Are you saying that you would have preferred is delaying appropriate medical treatment? Are you saying you're actually okay with your daughter in pain, with a burn that was easily treated, because of your ego? As an adult who cares for and loves niece, I can't imagine a world in which I would allow her to suffer for one additional minute in order to await your arrival on scene. If you are truly okay with delayed medical attention, and blaming me and partner for acting quickly, then I can no longer be in the position of providing care for niece. NTA. But your sister is a piece of work. NTA. It should have been treated immediately. Which you did. But I won't go into detail. But my BF has a lot of experience dealing with burns. What's this about? This is an odd little bit to toss in here. Also, was your sister's issue that it wasn't treated correctly? NTA. Something is definitely wrong with the sister. Instead of asking how it was treated, she just assumed the treatment was wrong. While she might encounter a lot of stupid people doing stupid treatments at work, just assuming you did it wrong was an move. And especially as a nurse, she should know speedy treatment is paramount. You need to sit her down for a talk, I think. NTA. What trained nurse believes a burn can be left? I burnt myself on an iron when I was 13. I still have the scar. Even with prompt treatment and a hospital visit. What would have happened if you'd left it other than your poor niece being in more pain? I saw you mention that your niece needs someone around, and this has proved it. But instead of your niece's needs being validated, your sister played the blame game. My daughter is 17. She can't be left alone either. She doesn't need a sitter. Just someone in the house just in case. It can be hard as a parent for an older child with additional needs. But your sister has lost the plot a bit. If my daughter got hurt while in the care of another, I would have got mad if they didn't help her. But you gave proper care. She had nothing to moan about. Running it under cold water fast and treating it is important. Unless it was a burn that would need to be treated in hospital, I don't see the issue. Your niece is old enough to even deal with a minor burn herself. NTA. Burns need immediate attention. Your sister is the here superiority complex, but also feeling inadequate too. Your sister, as a nurse, should know that you never let a burn go untreated for any amount of time if at all possible. Burns keep on progressing unless they are treated, i.e. put under cool running water. Perhaps your sister needs a refresher course on burns. Plus, you had no idea how long it would take for her to get your message and return to your house. Were you just supposed to sit there and let your niece suffer? Your sister should thank your boyfriend and not be rude. Babysitters, supervisors should be capable of first aid, and it sounds like it falls in that category. Why would anyone delay first aid? NTA. A burn does need to be treated ASAP. Were you supposed to let your niece just sit there with the burn getting worse until her mom arrived? If she doesn't trust you to help her daughter while she is in your care, why does she leave her with you? NTA. As a nurse, she should know it needs immediate treatment. Not sure her problem is, but it's not your fault. NTA. I am also a nurse, and your sister should know that burns need to be treated immediately. She is being ridiculous and shouldn't have involved your parents. I'm also not sure why she can't leave a 14-year-old home alone. I was babysitting other people's kids alone at that age. NTA. I'm a nurse. You don't let burns sit around for 20 minutes. Your sister has issues. TBH. You got free time now. Sorry. I think you did enjoy your time with your niece. But this know-it-all attitude isn't worth to stress about. She is wrong here 100%. You can only hope she sees reasoning at some point and will come crawling to apologize. But, TBH, I would let her simmer a bit should she call you up short notice to care for her child again. Do not watch your niece without an apology. What she just did was being ungrateful. You were good enough to watch the child always short notice. You helped her child during an accident. But her actions showed. She literally slapped you in the face by revoking your allowance to watch her child. For free and on short notice. By having an attitude. I'm sorry. But actions have consequences. Best wishes. Keep us updated. Truly want to know if she apologizes at some point. NTA Your BF has experience with burns and acted quickly. Which is what counts in emergencies. And it sounds like you did the responsible thing by alerting your sister right away. Her reaction seems a bit overblown and ungrateful for your help. Your niece's burn probably would have been worse if you waited for her mom to come treat her. NTA. Burns need to be treated right away. I'm sorry. You don't have to be a nurse to treat a burn from leaning on a hot tray. I've dealt with burns like this. You cool them down and keep them clean. NTA. Super weird for your sister to leave work for this, and her reaction was quite rude. Ask her how many families treat their children without having any remote medical training. It's common sense to help immediately. NTA. Not medically trained, so can't treat a burn, but can supervise a teenager with medical episodes? What are you supposed to do if the daughter has an episode? Leave her there and call the mom? Wait until mom gets home to deal with the episode? If mom's a nurse, she should know treating a burn quickly is important. Waiting until she gets home is nonsense. It's a burn. For crying out loud. Your boyfriend didn't give stitches or administer any drugs. Burns are a common household injury that anyone should know how to treat. Edit to add judgment. NTA.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.